Okay, in this segment, we'll talk about power basics. On the back of the boat, or the stern of the boat, we have a yellow cord that, if you follow it around, goes all the way up front and out to the power pole. This is our house current, like your house, 110 volts. Okay, that goes inside to the panel here, and you'll notice there are two panels. Why? Well, like an RV, the boat contains two completely separate electrical systems. And that's not quite true, but just for the moment, let's talk about that. Okay, so this is the electrical panel. There are two. This one is 120 volts AC, very similar to your circuit breakers at your house. This one is 12 volts, and it's considered like your car. Your car has 12 volts, and these are low voltage. They can't hurt you, but they do use the battery. And again, we were talking about conservation, and a battery is important. There's only so much battery, so that battery needs to be replenished. But let's just talk about the AC for a second. Just like in your house, there's a master power switch right here. Okay, we have outlets, so spinning around, making you dizzy. Here's an outlet running the microwave. There's an outlet back by the ice maker. There's an outlet next to the head here, and then there's one inside, kind of hiding sometimes. Let me just show you an outlet here. The silver guy right here. Open that up, and you have an outlet that's protected because, of course, water. You don't want to get water in there, like if you're showering or something. So when we're plugged in, we have what's called shore power. We call that shore power. Okay, and these switches control the shore power. It controls more than that. That's another story. But typically, well, the outlets are almost always on. The water heater, a word about that. The water heater is heated either by electricity. The red dot here must have shore power to use. So you cannot use that on the battery. Same with the refrigerator, same with the battery charger. Notice the three dots, 1, 2, 3. So those three tell you that you cannot use them without that yellow cord being plugged in. Okay, you can use the outlets, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so we've got the 120. That is dangerous. It's just like your house. You don't touch it. No bueno, right? Okay, so this panel is the 12 volt panel. Again, just like your car. So there's a couple things here. The running lights, that's your red and green lights for at night. The masthead is a light way up on top. VHF is this radio right here for your communication on the water. Shower sump pump is if you need to run a pump. Talk about that more later. Water pressure, very important. Best to leave it off when you're not using it, although being lazy, often it gets left on. Not going to complain about that. Gas alarm, that's this guy right here. If you turn that on, it's checking for gas problems. I just leave it off most of the time. Probably a bad idea, but it just seems to go off every once in a while for no reason, and it does use up a lot of power. Radar, there's another device that uses power, but again, when you're running, blue dots are running, you want the radar on. Sailing instruments, well, we got to have that so we can see what we're doing. Anchor light is at night when you're at anchor to let people know where your boat is. Deck lights is a light up front. Refrigerator, that always stays on. The refrigerator actually has 3 modes of operation: AC, DC or 12 volt, and it also runs on gas. Stereo, well, that's just your car stereo, no big. Cabin lights, pretty much leave that on all the time. That gives you power throughout the cabin, all the lights and so forth. Heater, this boat's equipped with a heating system that when the engine is running, no other time, when the engine is running, hot water passes through a radiator behind here, and there is a switch right there that you can turn. If this is on, then the hot air will come out. It's nice when it's running and it's cold. Water maker, we do have a water maker. It can make water, but let me just tell you, it's a pain in the butt, and I really don't even want to go there. Too many things to keep it clean and running, and it's just too much hassle unless you're on a super long trip. Okay, that's the 2-second tour of the electricity.